can also say, free the Congo.
You guys get this straight. When I say Gabon, when I say Rwanda, when I say South Africa, when I say Niger, Burkina Faso, Morocco, I'm not talking about any of you citizens. I'm talking about the people that govern your countries. I'm talking about your leaders, heads of states, president, people that have been elected in public office. So take a chill pill. Don't get out here and be all emotional about everything. We are talking about the people that run, people that make the decisions in your country, the lawmakers, the ones that take actions that end up in genocides. I saw somewhere that apparently the number of rebel groups in that region, East Congo, is about 220. Everybody only knows and everybody only talks about M23.
Yeah, that's the famous one.
Yeah, because M23 has somehow made it at a very big stage. They've succeeded in their wrongdoing.
Yeah, it's not a very nice succeeding thing.
It's not something to be proud of.
Yeah, exactly.
It is over 200. Some of the other ones are also opportunists and people and ex-soldiers or generals in this case that also want a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Just like that Christian Malanga. Do you know how to say the name now? Malanga.
Christian Malanga.
Malanga.
Yes.
It's Congolese name, huh?
Yes.
Christian Malanga. Yes, coups, coups left, right, and center. Coups in west of Africa, coups in Central Africa, coups in the north. There's been so many coups in the motherland, it's unreal. And it also makes sense that there should be coups. Because when puppets are leading nations, coups are inevitable.
Yeah.
Some honorable people, some honorable individuals, such as Ibrahim Traore, as we are seeing, in Burkina Faso, that's why coups exist.
Yes.
Because of corrupt governments.
Yes, and some coups are honestly for the better, like Ibrahim Traore. But this one that Christian Malanga tried.
You have an opinion on that? You sound already like you have
I have an opinion.
Really?
But that one, I don't know what they were thinking. It was just, I don't know, it was bad planning.
It
really.
was bad planning.
Yeah, bad planning. And even if you look at the post on the news, the videos.
On the mainstream media news?
Yes, the mainstream.
We're going to keep an open mind.
Yeah, open mind.
Yes.
But, you know, the civilians that he coerced, I'm going to say, to be part of his attempt, they were old men. I saw an old grandpa there also with a gun. I mean,
did you say they were old men?
Old. There was like old men.
There was old men among them, elders.
Yes, elderly people.
Yes, they're still hungry. They're still hungry.
Yeah, but come on.
They're still hungry. But they used some of those young folks, young blood out there also to try to, to use the force. But it wouldn't work. But they were sophisticated because some of the equipments that they used were actually, they were pretty organized. You know, one can say they were organized or somebody can say that the Democratic Republic of Congo has a stupid security system in place.
That is my next one.
Because these particular 50 men were able to get all the way to the presidential palace. Actually, in fact, not just the Congo, any government, if you consider yourself a country, how is it possible for anyone, never mind people who are attempting to overthrow a government, how do they easily get to the presidential palace? How?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, that was also...
Those old men were able to get to the presidential palace.
Yes, that was like one of my thoughts. When I saw this was happening, I was like, but how did they bypass all that security? But then in the end, DRC military, they got them.
DRC military.
Yes.
I have to admit, I have to say this out loud for them to hear me. It's been a while since I actually saw the DRC military. Where have these people been hiding? They stand up there and they talk with so much professionalism. We did this. They are weak. They cannot even stand up to M23. Go to the east. Go to the east over there in the east And let's see how strong you are. Those particular soldiers, every single one of those particular soldiers in the army, the ones that were involved in making sure that this coup doesn't succeed, those are the ones that are currently still eating.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones whose salaries are still being received. Those particular generals are still receiving money for their own benefit.
Yeah.
They're not well motivated for them to take up arms and protect the country. A country that has 9 freaking neighboring countries. You know that the DRC
It's
Congo
landlocked, yeah.
has about 9 neighboring countries. That's big, huh?
Yeah, it is.
You
That's a
cannot
lot.
have those particular elders as soldiers, those old men. Yes, those soldiers are hungry.
Yeah.
The couple of few that were there to protect the supposed Vital Camara, the guy who stands to be the next speaker of the house, those particular soldiers are still somehow satisfied. Should their pockets be threatened, should their salaries be reduced, they themselves would want to create their own coup.
Yeah.
All these coups are self-motivated.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, if you read about Christian Malanga's background, he was in the military of Congo.
Of course.
He was a politician. He was a captain.
Yeah, he's another red beret.
Yeah.
Red beret.
So even the fact that he got so close, he got inside, he got to the steps of the palace, it could be because of his connections, his past connections.
I have to look deep into this particular story of Christian Malanga and still try to understand how come he was able to hold dual citizenships. Because if I'm not mistaken, and perhaps drop your comments in the comment section, Congolese people are not allowed to have more than one, like dual citizenships.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah, only the Congolese, whatever. But I don't know if he denounced the one of the Congo. Perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm wrong. We live and we learn. Please correct me. But you cannot have another citizen because he has the American citizen.
Yes.
Or should I say he had? Because he's now been deceased.
Yes.
The guy who was talking like that on Facebook. You spoke about, when we watched that clip, you said you couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, I was trying to find English versions, but even the translated ones, I feel like it was just their opinion. It wasn't fully.
He was speaking in Lingala. He was saying this particular Tshisekedi, this government, they're doing stupid stuff. We cannot live like this. This is not a normal life. These people are playing with our lives. Enough with this regime. Enough with Felix Tshisekedi. We're going to go out there and take matters in our own hands. Enough. We cannot live like animals. This Tshisekedi regime is corrupt to the core and it's not doing anything for the good and better of Congolese people. We're going to take arms now. We're going to go in full force. That's what he was basically saying in Lingala.
He was based in US. And he started this party in the US called UCP, right? United Congolese Party.
United Congolese Party.
Yes. And I went for a deep dive on him a little bit. He actually he had a YouTube channel called the New Zaire Organization, I think.
Wait, they still use the old flag?
Yes, exactly. And if you just go through those videos, it is just him eating, basically. Eating, walking around
flexing
with Congolese music in the background. They're not really saying anything. It was
mediocre.
It was mediocre.
It was like a home video.
Exactly. Bad editing.
Bad editing. That's Africa for you right there.
But
you see that Africa,
yeah.
as much as we have to report the news. Even mainstream media comes out here and reports what's happening in Congo, in Uganda, in any of these African countries, most of these African countries. If you were to travel there, some of them, you don't expect to see well-developed structures and all these types of stuff. And a lot of their mentalities is still freaking backward.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of them have the opportunity to travel and go abroad and visit the first world countries, more advanced countries, still in their own places there. They still have that old mentality where they just do things so like nonchalant. Like that. You would go to like a general's place or even like the main general guy, you'd be like, this is the house of the general? You'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Even in that Sierra Leone, when I went to, what do you call that place? The Ministry of Mines.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I stood outside the freaking building and I was like, this is the Ministry of Mines? What the fuck? Really? You walk in there, it's so freaking laid back. You would think that with all this money that you guys are talking about, we found a stone that's worth $750 million and all this kind of thing. We give tax. A cut of this has to go to the government before you export this stone. You would think that they would take all that money, all that capital, all that revenue and reinvest it back into their own development. Even that Kinshasa, Congo, when you land in Kinshasa, you got to get to town. You got to get to the CBD. You got to get to where all these hotels are.
Yeah.
You got to travel through a very disgusting, dirty road, first of all. Felix Tshisekedi, hear me. We say it like it is over here. It's shameful. On one hand, we don't like the fact that this Christian Malanga came in there with the coup. We don't like coups. We are not up for coups. We only want these puppets to ever change your heart. But we're talking about a puppet that's been eating for decades. There's no hope for some of these puppets to come out here and pivot and suddenly start working for the people. A lot of these puppets just simply have to be removed. But like we said before, some coups are genuine and some coups are only for self-benefiting gains.
Yeah, and this one was definitely the past one.
It was a selfish
this
one.
recent one was just pure selfish, and it was just him trying to hype up Christian Malanga himself and his son Marcel.
It was him being pissed off of the fact that Felix Tshisekedi's government, or Felix Tshisekedi, whether Felix Tshisekedi's vision or ambition of nationalizing the mines, whether that's for the people, for the good of the state, or for corruption, this particular Malanga, Christian Malanga, owned upwards of 7 to 9 mines in Kolwezi, you know, close to those east. He owned all of that. So he was also part of the people that forfeited their mines.
Yeah.
We're talking about money again. It's always been about money in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We're talking about puppets who are getting pissed off here because their bread is being messed with, is being tampered with. So they get motivated for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
How can a general who served in the army own so many freaking mines? Conflict of interest right there. This Christian Malanga was out here to try to do it for himself.
Yes.
That's why he brought back that particular flag. That flag that took place during the dictatorship regime of Mobutu Sese Seko. That flag has blood on it. That flag is not what Patrice Lumumba fought for.
When did
1961.
1965?
Patrice Lumumba?
No, when they changed from Zaire to Congo.
Around that, around that 1996, around then. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, but because in 1961, that's when Patrice Lumumba was kidnapped by the CIA. I'm not saying anything new here. There's nothing new for you.
Really?
I'm not blowing the whistle on anybody. It's a known fact. The CIA was involved in the killing, the assassination, the kidnapping of Patrice Lumumba in 1961. And Mobutu Sese Seko was part of the figures that initiated that particular kidnapping to finally get rid of our first prime minister, the person who ushered in some form of independence. He was kidnapped shortly after that. And then Mobutu came in for 3 decades. And after Mobutu, Paul Kagame and them, Rwandan people, initiated this whole freaking takeover with Laurent Kabila, the father himself, the Kabila people, since that 1996, who also stayed in power for some time until his son took over. They brought this whole Congo thing from that Rwanda side. They brought this whole Congo thing. We were born in Zaire.
Yes.
We were not born in this Congo thing that came through with the rebels and all this kind of thing and Kabila, and now we got Tshisekedi back in there. Even before Tshisekedi took this power, it was a struggle with Kabila, but then the US had to step in and create this, in the eyes of the public, a transition, a democratic transition of power. Fake. The U.S. is behind all this. What's also shocking is this Malanga boy.
Marcel, the son.
Sorry, he's not a boy. The general. It's Malanga General. Actually, he's a boy. I'm older than him.
Which one?
41 or 42?
Oh, Christian.
Malanga.
Yeah.
I'm like 41, 42. I'm older than him.
He's 41, yeah.
I'm older than him. I just look young. Yes. He's got a son.
Yes.
He persuaded and influenced his son. He commanded his own son, the mixed race kid.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
Something Malanga.
Marcel Malanga.
Marcel.
Yes.
Marcel is there's probably a bunch of American chicks
who were wanting Marcel.
Yeah, I would say Marcel is my guy. He's my G. Marcel's got it going on. He probably drops a freaking G-Wagon in that freaking US. And he created this whole freaking facade and everything in America. Hey, I'm going to take over the government over there. And then he lands over there. Things go crazy as they did. His father gets killed. And his life has just completely freaking changed now. Those people's lives.
Completely. I mean, now you see him sitting like this.
Those lives,
in the videos.
Those lives are completely changed forever.
Yeah.
It's treason.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Democratic Republic of Congo will come out here and judge these people. Let's see some footages where they are taken to court and it's done according to the law. Let's see.
Somehow, I don't think so.
It's just backdoor stuff.
It's just going to be those backdoor blah, blah, blah.
That's Africa for you, right?
Even
there.
though US, because they are very shocked to know that Americans were part of this attempted coup, and it's very disappointing. Okay, fine. But now, what are you going to also do to help DRC? US Embassy.
The USA, you must think CIA. It doesn't start today. We keep a spade because we say it as it is. But we're also a little bit careful with how much we speak about these things because we don't want to draw too much. We don't want to let them know too much of what we know.
Okay.
You understand? But it's a known fact, and I'm not saying anything new here. Part of the reasons why there's so much political instability in the Democratic Republic of Congo is primarily because of the freaking USA. I'm telling you the truth. They were involved in the assassination of this guy.
Oh, yeah. Lumumba.
Lumumba. Sounds nice, huh?
Yeah, it does actually.
There's some freaking names out there that sounds really cool, huh?
It's like it rolls off the tongue
Even
quite
that
smoothly.
Malanga.
No.
Malanga sounds nice.
If I knew Malanga before this thing, I probably would have said something different. But no, Malanga is associated to something not nice.
Do our audience have the mindset to have a mature conversation without falling emotionally into some wayside? Coups, we are not up for coups. But when a government has had its chance for decades, it's not delivering. What do you do? That's Mobutu Sese Seko right there.
Ah, okay.
This is Patrice Lumumba. See how he was captured? You guys know the story about Patrice Lumumba. See what they're doing to him? That's the prime minister.
Jeez.
That's Mobutu right there, the dictator. So, these coups are inevitable eventually for every African country that's got a puppet in there that's doing things for their own interest. I suspect there might even be one in Cameroon because we got that Pope Biya over there, old as hell. Continuing to just benefit for themselves. And you'll get some Cameroonians who are having a cool life. I think in the there was some atrocities either on the English side or the French side of Cameroon. One of the two. I'll get more information on that before I speak too much on that. But even that Paul Biya himself is a dictator. He's out there just chilling out there for such a long time. What's also interesting to see, Ibrahim Traore initiated his coup in September of 2022. 2022. So since 2022 till date, can you count how many coups attempts were performed in order to dethrone him, to get rid of him?
How many?
9.
Has it been 9?
He has survived 9 coups. Ibrahim Traore.
Wow.
Our Ibrahim Traore, the light of Africa, has survived 9 coups so far. He's the light of Africa. Who else has such integrity? Who else here? Who?
So those coups, those 9 coups, those were militant groups within Burkina Faso?
Within Burkina Faso. Within the army.
That small people, that small little country.
Yeah, that small little country has individuals in there also who want to take the power. They want to be the ruler of Burkina Faso. So think this way. Try to think this way. Try to go down this path. Ibrahim Traore, since he took power in September of 2022 to now be the leader of Burkina Faso, what has he done? He has built this gold refinery. He's worked to bring in to import tomato paste. He's built medical institutions. He's building relations with foreign powers for the good and better of Burkina Faso people.
Yes.
You have the citizens of Burkina Faso coming out here saying we want his transitional period to be extended and that in July we shouldn't hold any democratic elections. We want to give this guy a chance. We want this period to be extended. So you have all that.
Yeah.
This guy is performing. It's a known fact.
Yeah.
The African community agrees that
We can see
Ibrahim
it.
Traore is doing it. But some people are saying no. 9 times. Coups.
For what?
Coups 9 times. From different people, huh? Because every single time a coup happens, some people are captured.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And more keep rising up. It should let you know that it's not just the idea of some people from Burkina Faso that is coming from the outside, from foreign powers.
Yes. Yeah, that's a different point of view, huh?
Oh,
That's
people
interesting.
that perhaps have the backing of the West, perhaps France, the
Yes.
US. These boys, these Ibrahim Traores, this Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are causing a disruption. We cannot have this. Some of these coups are initiated by the West. It's not necessarily the fault of these people that don't have the resources. How do they get resources in the first place? The reason why I might be tempted to, let's go back to the Democratic Republic of Congo. We're all over the place. We're on the motherland. The reason why I might be tempted to perhaps keep an open mind to Felix Tshisekedi's case is because I see him trying to forge, to establish relationships with Russia, for example. And that is a threat to America's interests in the region.
Yes.
We don't want Putin. We don't want the Russians to have upper hand on Africa, not just Democratic Republic of Congo, on Africa. That's why even with the Russian presence in Niger and all this kind of thing, all this is at the expense of America's interest.
Yes.
France, UK, all those people. So it makes me think there, right? As to, is Felix Tshisekedi on the right path here? Is he just having a hard time? Is he challenging certain powers? Certain powers that have been doing this for such a long time? Certain powers that took out Patrice Lumumba?
Yeah.
My puppet. Are you really doing your best to pivot? Should we give you the benefit of doubt?
I honestly think he's trying to cut those strings. He's really...
They come at a cost.
Yeah, we know the cost. We saw the cost, you know. These little things, they might just pop up every now and again. But, you know, I think he's doing a good job. He's really trying to pivot. From what I see and from what he's portraying, he's pivoting.
A puppet would perhaps always be a puppet. We shouldn't give this puppet the benefit of the doubt too quickly. We shall see. Because I also know that this is Felix Tshisekedi's second term.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I want to see some individuals that rise up within Felix Tshisekedi's party, who might be the next president and if Felix Tshisekedi should be voted out or some shit like that. You know?
Yeah.
I think, how long is a term in Democratic Republic of Congo?
Yeah, it's the same as the US.
No, the US is 2 terms.
The US is 2 terms. Sorry.
on now.
Sorry.
The US say that Biden, it's not his.
No, he's wanting to do the second term.
This is his last term. This first and one and only.
Yes.
Is his last term.
Yes.
He cannot be allowed to come back again and fall around on different steps. It's embarrassing for the nation.
Did you hear about South Africa and Zuma?
No.
That he is not allowed, he cannot be the president of the MK party.
Why
Because anybody in South Africa who wants to run for president cannot have a sentence longer than 12 months. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Previously he was given a sentence of 15 months in prison.
I think there's an individual that goes by the name of Kumalo in that particular MK party in South Africa. Please keep up with us. That is the president of that particular party, that MK
That
party.
MK.
Yes. So they know that Zuma will not stand as the president, but he can still do the backing up of that particular party.
Oh, so he wasn't running to be president again?
No, he's just campaigning for that party. He wants that party to win so that that particular Kumalo, I'm guessing, I stand to be corrected, so that that particular Kumalo then takes the seat. Once he takes the key, it's the same ideology. They are part of the same crew. I think that Kumalo guy in that particular MK party is the one to take the seat should the MK actually succeed. Zuma is bringing in a crowd, huh? I think a day or two ago they held some sort of campaign in some stadium, packed to the core.
Yeah.
That movement of Zuma must fall still has not taught people what they're supposed to know.
Yeah.
They will vote for him. Some people get committed to certain figures out here for life, regardless of the fact that these people could be doing things with zero integrity. They will still vote for them. They will still want them in power. That's why now we're going to bring it to my fellow people who've been in the comment section all over the place since the last podcast. The Rwandese who are out here praising Paul Kagame. We don't expect you people to do otherwise. We know that you are proud of what Paul Kagame is doing within Rwanda. And according to you guys used to live in hell. And now that Paul Kagame is there, he's doing things for the country, he's rebuilding so and so in that infrastructure and all these kind of things. You people are in peace. You see him as a god in your Rwanda. But a lot of that development is being built on blood money.
Yes.
Because the US is out here supporting these particular militant groups that are causing all these chaos in East Congo through Paul Kagame, through Rwanda. And Rwanda has the audacity to then still come out here and hide about it and try to play it safe. And you have the citizens, Daisy, speaking of Kagame, Daisy.
Yes.
You understand those days? This is when he wasn't even a president before then.
Yeah.
He's been in power for 24 years now. Even since then, he was orchestrating and strategizing on different coups to overthrow people. He was part of the people that helped put in Laurent Kabila. You know Laurent Kabila? Those days, those 1996 days.
Yes.
These people were around for such a long time. And Tutsis and all this type of stuff. That one, once you really go deep into it, is one of the most evil people out here in Africa. Look at him.
And so how are people just...
Isn't it funny that I'm talking about his ass like this? And
there he is. But how is it that even Rwandan citizens are just forgetting about the past? No matter what he's supposedly doing in Rwanda.
That's a human heart. As long as it benefits them, they couldn't give a shit about integrity. So the Rwandese will come out here and say, we want Paul Kagame as president for life because of what he's doing for us. We don't care if it's at the cost of other human lives. They don't care about that. And the Rwandese aren't the only people that will do that. You understand?
Yeah.
A human heart is selfish. It only thinks about itself. It's not going to come out here and try to do good for its neighbor or for the rest of humanity because of what's right. They don't.
No, some
it's-
people, come on. Some
human
people,
heart.
some people have
You know,
a good
we're
heart.
generalizing here, huh?
Yeah.
We're generalizing here. Exceptions do not disprove the rule. We're generalizing. It's true.
Yeah.
So they'll
But-
think first for themselves.
And this thing that they are calling him, His Excellency, Paul Kagame. Come on. Why His Excellency?
According to them, he's delivering. According to them, he's building a mall. He's building a convention center that can hold 10,000 people. According to them, he's doing it for themselves. According to them, he's building a new state-of-the-art airport. So we want him here. Fine, keep him there. But we're not saying take him out. Some of these run these days, very quick to misunderstand because they don't take the time to actually read first. The moment you talk about them, they immediately run into some sort of defense.
Yes.
We don't expect you to do otherwise, but at least we expect you to have some sort of understanding.
Open mind.
Fine, the people decide. Fine, democracy means if it's working for us, we choose, we decide whether we want our leader to be there for life or not. Fine, we understand that part. But it's a different thing when it comes at the expense of other people.
Yes. Other people, other
humans.
Humans should not be dying. They should not be displaced, lose their homes. No.
Other civilians.
That is, yes, other civilians. This is not a success.
The Democratic Republic of Congo has about, this figure keeps going up, 8 million people displaced. That is the population of Gaza times 4 almost.
Wow. Wow.
You know, in Gaza, we were talking about that 2.3
Yes.
that live in an open prison, as they say, and that 1.1 moved to Rafah. The Democratic Republic of Congo, since that 1996, for decades, the conflict that's been existing there, we have about 8 million people displaced. That's a lot of people.
That's too many people. That is just not right.
And it's still not, it's been accepted as a way of life. It's been accepted around the world that that particular region, that part of the world, that East Democratic Republic of Congo, North Kivu, should always live in conflict like that. It's been accepted that women should continue to experience sexual violence per hour. 50 women experience sexual violence per hour. In that East Democratic Republic of Congo, atrocities. But you know, I'm glad that there's a particular filter. There's a particular filter that's going viral now. Free Congo. Free the Congo.
Free the Congo.
Free the Congo.
Yes, free the
This particular
Congo.
filter that's currently raising funds to help the displaced has been doing very well.
Yes.
And we encourage everybody to continue to use this particular filter to raise awareness and to support the lives that are being affected by these greedy puppets. You understand what I'm saying? Whoever created this particular filter, God bless you. Your work is paid out and it will continue to pay out because my audience here will share this, will use this, will dance to this, will draw awareness, and will stand in solidarity
Yes.
with the people of the Congo.
Yes.
Because they have integrity. They care about human lives. They call a spade a spade. They don't like the fact that some genocides are happening around the world. So whoever did this filter, big ups.
I was just about to say that. Big ups.
You're about to say big ups.
Yeah.
Big ups to whoever did that.
Yes.
You know? So that's trending. That's going. It's good to see that. It's only the beginning. The fact that we are also now involved in talking about free Congo, things will change.
We're putting it out there.
Yes.
Putting
we
it out
are
in the
going
universe.
Yes, exactly. More energy to this. More energy to this. That's why some of these people don't understand my tone. We will come out here unapologetically and say free Congo.